Hello friends, welcome back to Technogeek SFDC. So we are back with another exciting video where we are going to cover an enhancement in UI List API adapter which came as a part of Winter 25 release of Salesforce. So as we know that we have a UI List API adapter in LWC which is helpful for managing your list views in terms of, let's say you want to see what the filters are of the list view, if you want to view the list view. So in that scenarios we already have an existing adapter called UI List API. But in this release, that is in Winter 25, Salesforce has introduced some additional functionalities on that particular UI List APIs. That is, now going forward, you can even create, you can even delete the list views, you can, update the list views, and you can even get the information about the list views. Okay, so this is a very important update where, let's say, if you want to build some component which will be helpful in managing all the list views from a single place. That's where you can definitely have a look in the UI list API. Okay, so in today's video I'll just walk you through one sample code, okay, which will be helpful for you to understand that how we can create the list view from LWC. So this is my LWC component which I have created. So here you can see that I have already provided a text field, that is uh, list view name. So whatever list view name I will give, I will pass that particular value to my controller. Okay, so to my JS controller I will pass it. Now if you can see here, I have imported create list info. This is the function available in this particular adapter, that is UI list API adapter. Okay, so I have imported this, and then I have a button on the UI, that is on click of which I am just calling something called create list view. Okay, so when my create list view function will get called, I will be internally calling the create list info method, the new method which has been provided by Salesforce as part of this particular release. Okay, now there are certain parameters which we can provide when I'm calling the create list info. So first thing is object API name. It is a mandatory. Okay, so as you can see, I have given account object API name. Okay, then I have to give list view API name. So just keep in mind that as you know, the API names cannot contain any special characters or any spaces. So when you are setting the API name, you need to consider that. So that's why I have just used a replace functionality where whatever spaces are there, I'm just replacing it with underscore. Okay, then you have something called label. So if you're not providing the label, it will automatically take the list view API name as a label. Next is you have filter info. So as you know that in list view we provide filters as well, right? So this is where you can define your filters. Okay, so it is basically an array of objects. Okay, now each object will contain three main parameters. That is, one is your field API name. So whatever object name you have given, the field API name of that particular object. Then what is the operand labels, or basically the value what you are providing in the filter. And then we have an operator. Okay, so operator can be contains, it can be starts with, and all, and many other operators are supported. Okay, so as you can see, I have provided three filters here. One is name should contains edge, phone number should start with 919. So as you can see, this is an array. If I want, I can add another value in the operand labels, where I have put the edge. Okay, next is your again annual revenue. So I have just provided it should be uh, greater than 1 lakh. Okay, so this is where I have provided the information about what filters I am going to apply. Okay, now if you have a requirement where you want to put some put some filtering logics, or basically let's say you want to put the logic something like this, that is the combination of or and. Okay, that's where you can use another parameter, that is filter logic string. Now in here you can see that I have provided 1 or 2 and 3. Okay, so now I'll just give you a background. So whatever the array you are creating in filter by info. Okay, so as we know that usually array starts by 0. Okay, but here in this scenario we have to consider whatever the first filter I am putting, that will be 1. Second will be second. So it will start with 1, 2, 3. Instead of 0, 1, 2, 3, it will start with 1, 2, 3. Okay. So what I have done here in the filter logic, I have put 1 or 2 and 3. Right? So what it will do, it will consider basically that the record should be either it should have name as edge, basically it should contain edge, or the phone number should start with 919 and the annual revenue should be greater than this. So this is how I have used only three filters here, but if you want, you can definitely put more and more filters and you can put your logic around it. Okay. If you don't put anything, it will automatically go in all as an and condition. Okay. So this is how I'm passing some of the required parameters. We can even check the we can even check whatever the other parameters are there. So if I go to create list info, okay, so here as you can see I have list API name, this we used display, we have something called display columns as well. So if you want to define only certain columns, otherwise by default it will take the standard columns or the standard fields in the column. But if you want to define that what columns the list view should have, you can use display column attribute. Okay, similarly if you want to define the sharing of the list view with certain set of people, that's where you can use the visibility and list shares. Okay, so these are some of the other additional parameter, but here you can see the required one is object API name and list view API name. Okay, so this is what I have provided here. And as a result, it will give me the data, I mean the column information which is available in the list view after the creation. Okay, so that's where you can see that I have used result.data.display columns. So it will provide me that, okay, the list view has been created and these are the columns. So I can show that particular column on the UI. Okay, so this is how on the code level we have done it. Okay, we have basically used the create list info. If you want, you can even use the delete, or if you want, you can use the update or some other method you want to use, you can use it. Okay, now let's see on the UI how it's going to look like or how it will work. Okay, so for example, I'll take list view creation. Now, uh, so this is what my UI looks like. As I mentioned, I have a text box, I have a button. Now let me just give any name. Okay, look demo and list view, and I'll just click on create. So as you can see, I have just replaced all the spaces with underscore. Okay, so I'll just click on OK, and you can see that list view has been created. Now let me quickly go on account, and I'll see if the list view is there. Allow demo list view. So see, the list view got created. Here we are only seeing one record. Why? Because we can go to filters. Okay. So as you can see, I already have the filters as well available here. Whatever the filters I have mapped it into my code. Okay. So these all filters got applied automatically. Logic is available, and then accordingly my records are being shown here. Okay, so this is what we have as part of create list info. Similarly, we can use a delete, we can use an update. So we have lot of new methods has been provided by Salesforce. So I hope you like this video, you got an understanding that how you can, use these methods and create a lot of reusable components around list views. So with this, we will wrap up today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any queries, any questions, you can definitely reach out to me, and I will definitely try to help you on that. So with this, we will wrap up today's video. Thank you.